My favourite segment, of course, and it's this one just here. A disease which I think is sweeping Australia and also America and the UK and parts of Europe. And only business owners are afflicted with this particular disease called dickhead-itis, okay? And the reason I'm having a little bit of fun with it is because it is just, I think, an appropriate term, at least an appropriate Aussie slang term, for business owners just doing some silly things, or businesses doing some silly things. You can make up your own mind whether these people fall into that category, but I wanted to show you with my very expensive overhead camera a few examples of what I think is silly advertising, okay? Now, this is my opinion. It's not necessarily yours, but you have to make up your own mind. This happens to be and I've just pinched a whole bunch of newspaper and magazine ads because it's easy just to show them on my overhead camera. Look at this one here. This happens to be Specsavers, who I do actually give a lot of credit to in terms of their advertising savvy normally, but I just think this one was a mistake. 50% off all sunnies, and they've got the brand names here about the size of a fingernail. Marc Jacobs, Alex Perry, Hugo, Tommy Hilfiger, Country Road. They're pretty valuable brands, aren't they? Why you would hide them like this, I'll never know. Now, I've had an optometrist or two as a client over the years, and so therefore I'd like to think I know a little bit about the optometry business. I just think this is a silly ad, and I think that's probably one of the poorer efforts of Specsavers. And you are watching this right now going, okay, smart Alec JD, so what should that ad look like? And I'm glad you've asked that, because I will just, let me see if I can fold that over. I'll put this up here, and I'll turn my little trusty bit of paper around and I'll show you how I think it should have looked. So therefore, let's just go. We've got no ink in this pen. It's just my luck. But anyway, we might find another one. Give me a second. Okay. So therefore, the 50% off. Firstly, I'm not a great fan of things that are, sort of price discounts. But nonetheless, let's just say we go with that. If I had to put together an ad for 50% off, and it was in this square here, do you think that it would make a bit of sense to actually show some of the sunnies? What do you reckon? Do you reckon that showing some of the sunnies might be a pretty good idea? Okay. And do you think, let's just say for argument's sake, we have a few of those. Okay. And we might have one or two of them. Now, I'm making this up on the spot, by the way, so please don't kill me because don't go, messaging me, go, oh, JD, they're not really good drawings. Get over it, all right? And what I'd be doing is probably thinking to myself, okay, well, who am I targeting with all these brand names here? Who am I targeting? I'll tell you who you're targeting. If you're talking about Hugo and Alex Perry and Tommy Hilfiger, you're targeting people with a few dollars. And so therefore what I'd be doing is that I'd be showing a few of those people, okay? And they're pretty cool people. People that look like me, really cool, groovy. Oh dear. I have to laugh at my own dad jokes because no one else will. Now, these people aren't necessarily in a group like that singing like the Bee Gees. They're not exactly in that format, but they might be along a beach, there might be a palm tree or something around here, and they're, surfing or whatever cool rich people do. They're probably shopping, I don't know, in, what's the famous street in Los Angeles? I'll ask one of my people in Hollywood. What's that famous street? Rodeo Avenue, Rodeo Drive. They're shopping in Rodeo Drive, okay? So what I'd be saying is 50% of all sunnies. I don't know that I'd be using the vernacular sunnies. I'd probably be saying, give me a second, and as I'm writing this, I would be putting brand name sunglasses, okay? And then I'd be doing the whole 50% off thing. 50% off, okay? Off. And an exclamation mark. Even though the exclamation mark is now falling outside the newspaper. But anyway, so be it. That's the magic of the world we live in. You can do that. And then I'd be, listing the brand names. Okay, I'd probably be listing them in a bigger way. Now, obviously, again, don't take too much notice of this because I've, run out of room. But do you think this would be more compelling by doing this? You could even have the brand names over here, by the way, if you wanted to. I think it's a hell of a lot more compelling. I would have the Specsavers logo, a little bit bigger than that one, in fact, considerably bigger than that one. And I'd be having some call to action. Now, it says here, book an eye health check online. I'm not sure what that's got to do with anything, but anyway, the hurry ends 6th of April. I would be putting the hurry ends 6th of April here. It would be reasonably big deal. And I know that looks like a pretty rough sketch at the moment, but if I can just bring my camera to show you the before and after. Yes, okay. So I'm just wondering, you can see that. You can see enough anyway. So you can see here, funky, groovy, really good-looking people, because only good-looking people, wear these sunglasses, of course. ugly people just go and get the $10 stuff from the gas station. So, and good-looking people are always rich, aren't they? Rich people are always good-looking, because even if they were ugly, they've got the money to make themselves look better. Anyway, so therefore you've got the groovy people here, you've got some sunglasses, and of course, oh, by the way, they're wearing sunglasses. Yes, of course they're wearing sunglasses, okay? So they're all wearing the sunglasses, and they're shopping in Rodeo Drive or at their Malibu Beach, whatever it might be. You've got your sunglasses, you've got brand name, not just sunnies, brand name sunglasses, 50% off, and then you've got the... I just think this effort here smacks of laziness. To me, it just smacks of laziness. It was like, oh, we got a half-page ad for a good price. Let's just go, I don't know. What do you think, Jim? What do you think, Jenny? 50%? Oh, yeah, let's go with 50% off. Bang. And they just put 50% off. I just think that's rather lazy. So, therefore, it goes in the bin, okay? This one here, interesting. I bring my overhead camera back again. This here is an ad for iNet, and it's apparently Australia's best NBN provider for speed and satisfaction. So therefore, they've got like a superhero character there with, I don't know, some sort of aeroplane wings, and that obviously is, well, I say obviously, but presumably it's the spokesperson they have on their other advertising. I'm not sure. But again, do you think that's a bit lazy? My view is that they could be falling into, the category of that particular disease I'm talking about. I just think that's lazy, and I think there could have been a better, I'm not going to draw it out, but there could have been a much better way of doing this. Australia's best NBN provider. Well, tell me why. Okay, it says for speed and satisfaction, but I think in the rather sceptical world that we live in, that needs to be backed up, and that is it provides the fastest internet in Australia, because we run at whatever speed compared to the average, and we have a 100% satisfaction level from our customers. Put some numbers, put some stats, put some analysis behind that, because there's no metrics to actually back that statement up. And then just having a superhero flying through the air, I'm just not sure that I don't know that that's message to market match. I would probably have a couple of customers here, and those couple of customers, if they were sitting here somewhere, would be saying, I have just been blown away because we swapped from another provider to iNet in the last couple of months, and our internet is now twice as fast, and we are getting it for less investment. Some sort of I guess credibility build for this pretty big statement. Okay, so therefore that is it for this particular segment, which is my favourite, because I get to provide my thoughts, my opinion on people's ads who I think were a little bit silly, because they might be suffering from, what.